What's going on, McKade?
Oh, hey, everybody.
Kay, what's up, brother? Listen, you doing okay?
Yeah, doing all right. We had a little NFL PA meeting tonight, but we got some good food. It was good stuff.
There you go. All right. So they fed you well. What'd y'all have? What'd y'all have to eat, man? Who catered for you all?
We went to Ocean's Prime. It was pretty good. Good steak and sea bass and all that kind of stuff, but we didn't have to pay for it, so that's good.
Yeah. Right, that's always good, man. Man, look, Kay, man, I'm glad to have you, man, here on the show, brother. I know it's kind of last minute, but I wanted to have you on for a couple of weeks. Me and Marcus been kind of talking about it. The Caveman is a guy from Oklahoma. He's a friend of mine, a good friend of mine that I play college ball with. He talks about just your character, but he also talks about your talent. One of the things we have been talking about was O-line here on the show. Okay, and so some of the questions is how does O-line look for us for the Chiefs? You know, do we have it all under control? Who do we have between Joe Tooney and Creed, Trey, and those guys? How does it look as far as the depth of what we have? Because we had a good guy in Allegretti who's in Washington right now, and so everybody's kind of looking to see what our depth looks like. And so we want you to kind of introduce yourself a little bit to everybody, what you have, what you bring to the table, what you did in Oklahoma and all those different things, brother. Go ahead. I'll let you talk a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. I went to Oklahoma for a couple of years. I started my college career at Cal in Berkeley. I started 3 seasons there at right and left guard, and then I went over to Oklahoma, played a little bit of center, some more right and left guard. I think overall I started 52 games straight, which is pretty good because as O-Linemen, a lot of our ability is people say our availability, and that is key in this position group, especially at a position where you need to be pretty much a ball player. You need to be available at all times. That's important. But other than that, I'm from Houston. Grew up big football, had NFL players in the family, O-Linemen in particular. So yeah, I've learned from the best. Had great coaching at Oklahoma from Beatonbow, and I'm excited to bring it to the Chiefs organization.
It's good, man. It's good. I tell you what, when we talk about just kind of the history and the legacy that we've gotten from, obviously, guys from Oklahoma, and then you coming from Houston in itself, right? Football state, we understand what it's all about. I mean, it is without a doubt. It's a culture. It's a culture. You grew up down there with that. So you played with Wanye, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Wanye is a guy that is kind of pushing to become the starting left tackle at this moment. And his development of what we've seen in the past, like he got some games in last year. They did a tremendous job, absolutely tremendous job. Now you play right guard. Did you play left with him at all with Wanye?
At Oklahoma?
Yes.
When we were at OU, he played right. He played right tackle. I was with him for one season before he left. But yeah, I played left guard when he was there. But I mean, I of course I practiced next to him and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, great guy. Our friendship has carried over here. He's been able to mentor me, even though we're the same age, but he's more seasoned in, the professional football arena. So he's able to help me out. And he's a fun-loving guy. I don't know if you ever talked to him, but he loves to laugh and have a good time. And I think that's important in a game that tends to be, super serious and sometimes too serious, because it is a game at the end of the day, So I think it's important to have fun in those things and someone that can keep it light. And that's, the kind of guy that he is. And, I love being able to be back with him. And, I got to know Creed as well. We didn't play next to each other, but we crossed paths a bunch of times, back in Norman, which is good. So I've had pretty good relationship with the guys before I got here. So it's good to reconnect with them and be back on the same team finally. So
Did they give you any type of insight, man, to Heck and how he does things on there? Did any type of like, hey, man, listen, don't piss this guy off. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, you got to have your stuff straight. But give us like something that they gave you, like a good nugget, right? That they might have, just talked to you about. What do you think?
Yeah, just make sure we're doing the drills right and things like that. The drills that we do compared to other places that I've been are very detailed, and they have a specific way of how they need to go. And if one piece isn't perfect, the whole drill kind of gets messed up. So it's important to listen to those kind of things. Coach Heck is I love being coached by him. Just the short amount of time that I've been here, he's very. He says don't mistake his tone for message. He can have a very stern message, but his tone is very calm. So I think it creates a good learning environment for us. And it's important. It kind of frees us up to ask questions and, be the players that we were in college. It frees us up to still build on the things instead of, thinking, you start at square one again and you're getting yelled at and all this stuff. That's not how it is over here. And I really enjoy it, compared to other places that I've been. So it's been good. I can already see myself growing as a player. I didn't think that was, possible at a point where I played so much football. But it is, it's fun to see, especially when you're knocking the rust off and not playing for 6 months, and you're getting back into it. It's fun to see new things. And, football is kind of is a drug in a way, to a lot of us, especially guys that love football. So it's fun to, have that sort of high again that you can only get from Jesus and football. So
I hear you, my brother. I hear you. I know you're a big brother of faith too, man. I am myself. And the good thing, just having that balance, especially having to deal with the NFL, especially with this type of pressure that you had to deal with. Also, I love what you said about Heck, setting the environment, a learning environment, so you guys can actually, like you said, ask questions, getting these things. One of the things you said is something I tried to explain before. Is I don't think people realize how, like, when you come into the NFL, how much you will still learn, how much you're being refined as far as the details of things that you do, about how, like, positioning, timing, like, everything has to be on point. And in college, you can kind of get away with it, right? Because you're a talented guy. You see guys, I say this all the time, like maybe some of the guys that you're going against are taking, I don't know, maybe rocket science, or whatever it may be, okay? They're not even thinking about aspirations going into the NFL, right? And so those guys you can kind of dominate, but when you get up here, everybody's good. And it's like this, hey, man, if you're not right and you're not, where you need to be, Chris Jones will kick your tail today. He will kick your teeth in. And so that will get you fired, right? That will get you fired. Right. So if you don't have everything in order, then guess what? You will find yourself on a one-way ticket back to wherever you came from. Right. But that's good. I'm glad that you kind of reiterated what I've told people is, like, you got to realize these guys come in to learn. We're talking about the best of the best, and so it's quick information. You got to retain it immediately. Okay. Right. And sometimes you only get a certain amount of reps, especially in team. So you got to do what you can in just those reps, right? You got to be impressive. You can't mess it up. So speak about that a little bit, as far as, like, because you did talk about just kind of refining those things. How does that look? The difference between NFL and college, and, like, what you think the bigger difference is, okay?
Obviously, the play calling is different. There's no more one-word plays that tell everybody what to do. You get formations and you get told what everybody's going to be doing in a specific, play. And as an offensive line, you have to be able to lock into your specific part of the entire, paragraph of a play that's being called. So it's important to lock in, especially sometimes you can get tired and get distracted. And, you got to listen to your part. And maybe at the end, there's a tag for, a screen or whatever at the very end of the play call. And it's important to lock in and make sure you don't miss that, because, your guys will be running a screen and you're running inside zone or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's important to know that. But another thing I think that's different maybe is I think you see in the NFL that you're a little more freed up to use your athleticism in a way. It's not all like as O-Linemen, like we're taught, wide feet and toes out and all this stuff or this, that, and the third. So now it seems more like you get taught the angles. It's not so much, duck walking and all that stuff that you're taught until, now it's running off the ball, because you're not going to, you got to have every speed and angle advantage that you can to make a block in the NFL. It's not like you can just base up a guy and then it's over with. I mean, you'll get crushed into the hole if you're not using your angles and your leverage on the running back and things like that. To your advantage. I mean, and that as offensive line, like we know the play, we know the snap count. We have to make sure that we're tight on all those things to ensure that the play is going to go off the right way. So yeah, just learning a lot more about angles, of plays and stuff like that is a lot different than college. So it's interesting. Yeah,
it's beautiful. That's beautiful right there, man. You said it all. I think you're giving people a good insight into how everything runs. And so for y'all, and everybody's talking about your hair, said, linemen with nice teeth. They can tell your disposition, man. You are definitely a good guy. My brother Mike, like I said, we're brothers in Christ. And we talk about just how guys kind of carry themselves in a particular way in the locker room and just in life. Marcus, do you have any questions?
Yeah, well, first I want to say, Coach Andy Heck, he went to my high school in Northern Virginia, and when I was my sophomore year, he went to like regions, and it was like a big deal when Andy Heck sent like an email to our head coach, like wishing us luck in region playoffs. So that was pretty fun.
Oh, right
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to. So you kind of mentioned the Oklahoma thing where Wanye, Creed Humphrey, and then even before we had Orlando Brown Jr. What is it about Oklahoma that has like prepared? Obviously, that we found something in Oklahoma offensive linemen that we're big fans of. What do you think that is that Oklahoma produces, like the O-Linemen that we're such big fans of? And I think, is it the certain air raid concepts that Oklahoma has that like we try to implement with our offense and in those certain types of linemen who can kind of incorporate that within themselves? What is it? Do you think that the Chiefs are so adamant about Oklahoma guys?
Obviously, this particular man that I will talk about comes with Oklahoma, but Oklahoma, it may not be so much Oklahoma guys. I think obviously we love the Oklahoma brand, you know what I mean? But it is the X factor of the way that we're taught is Bill Beanbo. I mean, I don't think you can get, coached at the college level as hard and as technical as you will by that guy. And I think, obviously, like you said, I believe that they found, they found a place where they like to get offensive linemen, and that's Oklahoma. And that's, because of the teachings that Coach B has, brought to us. I mean, just the way that he studies film. I've had three different O-line coaches, and it's, second to none. He's just the way that you watch film, the technique. You're not going to get away with sloppy technique. So what? You beat a guy. It's no props. You know what I mean? No props just because you beat a guy. If you beat him with bad technique, you're still going to get chewed. I think that's what separates us as Oklahoma offensive lineman coached by him from every other place. And he always said, since you guys made it through, however many years of being coached by me, he says, your life, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier than if you were, at some podunk school coached by, every other Joe Schmo who thinks they know what they're talking about at the college level. You know what I mean? So,
true.
Yeah, he definitely makes it, opens your eyes to seeing the whole field and, understanding football, and it's not, it's not a easy thing with him. It's tough. But only the tough are going to survive that way of coaching, and those are the guys who make it to the NFL, and those are the guys who are on the team, with us right now. So I think that's the X factor. That's what that's why you guys like us.
Well, preparation is key, and we understand, right, like you said, the hard teaching and coaching helps out, and we know this. Scouts know this. The Andy and those guys, Brett Veach, those guys know that. And so, like I could tell just with your football IQ that you're a smart guy. First, you said you went to Cal to start with, right? So we already know that you're smart. Then you go to Oklahoma and get some real coaching up underneath the belt. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. And so, everybody's, Sooners. I see everybody, the Boomers and stuff like that. I'm in Kentucky. Here's SEC. That's how everybody lives this way. I went to EKU, a smaller school, but, for me, when you talk about, guys get into the NFL, I've seen some guys from Kentucky starting to kind of make their way too. And it all starts with your coaching. And coaching is, without a doubt, so vital for guys to make the next level, to make the next jump, okay? To give you the knowledge, information that you need to survive, to make it, and give you, the option. And so sometimes it's all it needs is just the foot in the door, right? And so, Cade, you got your foot in the door now, brother, okay? This is your opportunity. I want you to do everything that you possibly can with it, all right?
Yes, sir.
I want you to make this 53-man roster. I want you to be right there beside everybody. So when somebody happens to go down, Trey or Tony, they throwing you right in the mix, and we seeing the good teeth and the long hair come out there swinging on the back of the helmet. We already know it's like McKade, baby. We already know it's McKade coming in. So,
yes, sir.
So Michael Donegan's asked you the question: McKade favor his pass pro or your run blocker? Which one to you is your favorite, and which one is your strength? Okay.
Well, I think growing up, my favorite to do was pass pro, because that was the most fun to train, because you have a lot of different pass pro tools that you can use by yourself or with your friends.
Yeah.
But as you get older and more, and as you become a ball player, you understand that the way that you break defenses down and break, at the end of the day, there is a spiritual component. I mean, when you don't break defenses down by pass blocking them and doing this all day. It's running downhill, and then that's how you open up the pass blocking. So I would say it makes run blocking is my favorite, because it opens up our pass game.
Yeah.
Which is also my favorite. I love it all. Yeah. I love football. I don't know what to tell you.
It's good. Good answer. Good answer. There's nothing wrong with that. Good answer, man. And the thing is, when you got to be physical at this level, and I've said this in the past, that I've kind of gotten after our offense a little bit, because I know Andy is kind of pass happy, loves throwing the football around. Okay, him and Nagy, and I'm one of those same sentiment as you. I'm like, look, we got to run the football to open up the pass. That's how it works. It always works this way. And so it's not the opposite. So when I seen linemen put your cleats in the ground, come off the ball, hit guys in the mouth, okay? Opened up the running range for Pacheco, okay? CEH, we're just talking about the running backs here. We don't know who the third guy is going to be. We know we got some talented guys, some, undrafted free agents. Darius Prince is another dude. But having that pride into going against a man on man, or even get to the second level, and your brother's right here in your hip, and you're moving up to the second level, right? And you springing that running back for 15, 20, 40 yards, whatever it is. That's a great feeling. That is such a great feeling, And then you said, like, the warrior in you is the one-on-one blocking, the pass blocking, where you're sitting over like, man, I'm not going to let anybody tackle my brother Patrick Mahomes, okay? I'm not going to let nobody touch him. So let me ask you this, man. Have you felt any, like, a little bit of starstruck somewhat with these guys coming in and OTAs and hearing these names and being on a Super Bowl team? How does it feel to you? So,
yeah, It's definitely pretty cool. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool. But then you kind of got to lock back in and know, like, this is your job and these are your coworkers now. You know what I mean? It's not, oh, there's Patrick and Travis and all that, which is really cool. Obviously, respect them, and I've been watching them forever, and now
Yeah.
I'm on the team with them. I just
Yeah.
don't think – I think it just happened so fast, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm on the Chiefs. Oh, and Patrick just walked in the door. Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm like, yeah, I know who you are, dude. You know what I mean? You know? So, yeah, just, a little bit of, oh, wow, that's really cool. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's your job. You're here with them now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On that, somewhat, maybe not on the veteran level, but you're, on the field with them now. So
That's
just
right.
not let them get in your head, is important, I believe.
Yeah. So somebody said, Charles Travis said, I'll be asking for autographs. Can't do that, man. It's like, look, hey, man, we're not asking for autographs here, right? It's a respect factor here. I respect you for everything that you've done. Now we're peers, right? We're peers. Right. And so I think it's what the admiration and the respect of what they've been able to do on the football field. But you can see the humility and humbleness that a Patrick Mahomes has, or maybe a Travis Kelce. Those guys, how they carry themselves too. They don't seem too lofty to me. They don't seem like guys who are arrogant and won't talk to you at all. So
no, all the vets around here are very, very grounded and real nice guys. There's no there doesn't seem to be like like cool kids table feel or whatever. It's like we're all on the O-line and we're all in this together and everyone's helping each other and it's good because I've heard where other places the vets are not as cool with the young guys, so I'm blessed to be in this spot. I couldn't imagine a better room or coach or place to be at now, and it's been awesome. I don't have any complaints about anything. So
that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. I am. I'm happy for you, brother. Sure. I hope this 3P works. Work itself out. I think it will. I think what you talked about with everybody being grounded, that's the reason for success. I think everybody understands that it's a family atmosphere. And the Hunts do a great job out there. It's been that way since I played out there for 8 years. Right. It's always been that way. And guys, I think they understand it as soon as they get into the building. Like if you've been other places, you could tell the difference. I played in Philly. I know a lot of guys have played other places, and sure enough, it was guys who come in on their toes, chest out, and you couldn't really talk to them. It's like, hey, dude, like I'm right here beside you. Like who you think you are. But I'm glad you said that. I want to ask you a couple questions, man. I don't want you to get into too deep into it, but I will ask you this. With all the things that's been happening during the offseason with the Chiefs, and I know you know about it, I'm sure. Have y'all addressed it? Has Andy addressed that? Like real quick, did he say anything about it and just kind of like, hey, we're gonna move on, but we need to remain focused? So like I said, you don't have to go into details what was all said, but what do you think?
It's been addressed and everything's all good over there.
Good. That's all I need to know. That's it. You need to go into it, brother.
Put my guy on the spot here.
No. Look, I don't want you. Look, that was the only question, and I know it has been addressed. I know that. I had Andy when I was in Philly. I know Andy's going to say something about it. Any coach would, right? Any coach would, and so I'm sure that the message was very was loud and clear.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that. Yes,
sir.
Yeah.
McKade, so I was when a couple weeks ago when JD said you're potentially going to be on the show, I did some research and I watched like a couple like interviews that you gave. One of them was hilarious when you were at Cal and you'd ride past the frat houses with your F-150. I think you need to tell that story to people so they can see the humor behind you, the fun personality behind you. So can you kind of tell that story about what you used to do to wake up the frat boys at Cal?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not playing for the Rams, so that's cool. Everyone thought like, oh, dude, you're gonna, blackball yourself from the California team. So I'm like, well, I'm not in California. So yeah, I'm a Texas guy. I have a F-150, and I had it in California with me, with all the Priuses and stuff like that. And I was a little bitter, I obviously wanted to play at like in Oklahoma, Texas, A&M, and I didn't get the opportunity out of high school, which is fine. But I was a little bitter that my best option was to go out there, which was fine, but it was just really different from where I grew up and the places that I like to hang out at and things. And so I did the only thing I knew how to show my frustration, I guess, at the time as an 18-year-old kid was drive my truck around because we had 7 a.m. workouts. I just drove my truck around the frat row. It's right outside the stadium. And we just, it's like 7 in the morning. I just freaking it's a big old train horn. It wake up the whole team, you know what I mean? So I would just
that's all.
Yeah, I used to do that. Just get some of the bitterness out, I guess. Wake them up because that they hated us. Frat guys out there did not like us. They hated football players, because all the ones out there they're all nerds in high school and now they're in frats, and so they think they're cool now.
Oh yeah.
That's how it is with those frat guys, man. That's generally how they are.
Well, yeah, I mean, and not so much in Oklahoma, but at Cal was like the Oklahoma. They're like, oh yeah, man, come on in, like we want y'all, makes us look cooler. Over there, they're like, no, you get out. We used to sneak into the. I mean, obviously, we wanted to go, meet girls and stuff. So, and that's where they were at. So we used to like sneak through the basements. We'd open the windows, sneak through the basements, and then we'd pop up in there, and then do a little partying. So.
Yeah, something about those types of schools, like the Cals in the world. I remember I was talking to this girl who went to Georgetown, and Georgetown, very much like Cal, like kind of elitist, kind of a little snobby, a little pretentious.
So elitist, yeah.
And I remember going to a frat party with this girl, and immediately they knew that I was not a Georgetown student. I was like, "Oh, you're from Northern Virginia. You're like you're not DC. Get out of here. You don't belong here." And I was like, we gotta go. Let's go to a bar down the street or something like that. I don't want to be in this environment.
It was definitely a little different. I mean, it was the only frat party I've ever been to where they had wine at the like little wooden bar that the pledges built. And I was like, "You guys are drinking wine over here? What are we doing?"
Yeah, they had to have a wonderful Bordeaux, Chardonnay,
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, what are we playing? We're throwing ping pong balls in a wine bottle? Like, what are we doing? No, I'm joking. It was. I had a great time out there. It was an interesting experience, but I had a great time. I've been. It feels like I've been in most of the places of the country that I need to go. People aspire to go to the, LA and things like that. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna move here. I'm moving here, and I'm like, I've been there. Maybe there was a small part of me that wanted to go see what that was about. I saw it.
Sure. I'm done. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say in the same interview that I think it was the same interview. I watched a ton of stuff on you. My favorite was obviously you helping out your buddy in that West Virginia game. You got ejected for that when they nailed the dude in the end zone. You got ejected for kind of a little after the play, little some love.
Little extracurriculars.
Little extracurriculars, yeah, it's all right. Which I love. It shows you're backing up your boy. But one thing I saw is you worked out with Lane Johnson, and obviously everyone knows Lane Johnson, one of the best right tackles of all time. What did you learn? How much did he prepare you for the next level? So obviously, it's only a few months into your professional career, but how much did he prepare you for the next level of what the mental stuff, the on the field stuff? How much did he prepare you?
Yeah, I had a great time with Lane. I've been able to. Again, I've crossed paths with him multiple times because the Oklahoma connection. He was around. He'd come train us every now and then. He just taught me, the professionalism of the game. It's not, it's not the college where you're all in a group and they're forcing you to do all this stuff and they're just beating you down and making you run bleachers and this and that. It turns into a craft once you become a professional. Like it's how you take care of your body. You don't need to be loading your back up on a squat bar. You don't need to be, what I'm saying? There's other things that you can do that are more beneficial to the longevity of your career and the
right.
performance of your body. And it's not, everyone thinks you got to, lift a certain amount of weight or bench or whatever. And at the end of the day, the weight room helps your durability. But I think a lot of the accessory lifts and movements and flexibility and things like that is where you increase your performance. And that's what he taught me. I mean, we weren't running sprints or hills or whatever. We would, we put on our hiking shoes, put on a 60-pound vest and go walk 4 miles around the lake, and it resets your, the theory behind that is it resets your spine and your body corrects itself because of that weight that's on there, things like that. Or like sled drags, it was a lot of like posterior chain and, single leg movements and things like that were, beneficial, but they weren't going to tear your body down, which I think is important when you get to that level. So it's good.
Absolutely. That's what guys, they need to understand that, learn that as soon as possible, what it takes to have a long career. That's wonderful. That's good advice, man, with Lane. But Lane, he's one of the best tackles in the league. There's a reason.
Right.
Yeah. So now it is about durability. It's all about taking care of your body, and so like you said, if you're blessed not to get injury and, be able to stay in the league, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. And so, Kay, man, I tell you what, man, I appreciate it. And everybody on here is, is appreciating you for coming on here, just taking the time. I know you had the NFLPA meeting and whatnot, and sometimes those things can be pretty long, but they're good too. They're good to have some good information with that as well.
Good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. So Lewis Cutbirth says, playing for KC, the loudest stadium in the league, the greatest fans of all time, who will cheer you no matter what. So part of the family, brother. Part of the Chiefs kingdom. Yeah, part of the Chiefs kingdom. Yeah. So you got a lot of people right here, man, pulling for you. So our community, Chief concerns, man. So everybody, coming on is giving y'all their well wishes, man, and blessings and stuff like that you're going to have first off, just a good time out in Kansas City. They said go get some good barbecue. They wonder if you got some good barbecue yet since being out here. Not yet. Okay. You had to come back and tell us about what you think, how barbecue in Kansas City differs from Texas. And that's always like that, it's always that competition.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to have to go find, there's one over here, but I think it's a chain. I need to go to I think it was like a Jack Stack or something else over here that I need to go to. But by the time I'm back on here, we'll have that conversation. Okay.
Sounds good, my brother. The Q39 is good to me.
That one too.
Yeah. There's some ones, but I'm one of those. I'm more particular to like the smaller ones, more personable. Like you look at a small shack, you're like, man, there's no way they're barbecuing at this place, right?
Yeah, I want to go to like a tent that's got a little offset thing going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
I think Q39 made the Yelp's top 100 barbecue places in the United States.
Yeah, I heard it's great. I heard the carrot cake there is supposed to be super good too. So.
Carrot cake, I like that. KC Joe's at the gas station's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, KC Joe's. Mm-hmm.
Might go there this weekend.
All right. Okay.
Going to a Royals game on Saturday. Gonna get immersed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, man. Hey, look, immerse yourself there, man. In Kansas City, it's a great city to be in. With all the wins and stuff, man, they'll take care of you, as you know right now. And look like you got some boys around you who obviously play with you and are friends with you. But you see, it's just a family atmosphere that you'll have a great time out there, man. And I know you have a great time right now. So, yeah. McKade, brother, listen, I appreciate everything that you've been able to do. Like I said, man, be blessed in this opportunity. Okay. And so when I get out that way, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna come see you when I get out on the field for sure.
Let me know.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. But I think everybody, man, in here is like I said, I'm happy that you're here, man. It's good to know that the Chiefs are in good hands, that we got a good guy in yourself that loves football, that loves playing, that's in the building too. So,
Yes,
all right. Marcus, you got anything?
Nah, man, he's covered all the bases, man. Talk about frat houses and Cal. I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. And we'd love to have you back on at some point, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hop on whenever. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say to the fans before you leave? Just real quick.
Yeah, thanks for all the well wishes. I'm excited. Just know that I'm, I've made a career out of myself, by trying hard and, being a hard-nosed football player. And that's, what I can hope to continue to do out here. And I believe, it'll help build on what's already, happening out here. So I'm excited. Thanks for all the wishes. And I'll be back here. We can talk some more once we got training camp and all that stuff going on. So we'll have more to talk about. Don't worry.
Good deal. Good deal, my brother. Listen, man, stay blessed, man. I'll see you. Take care, McKade. All right.
Yes,
Talk to you.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.